Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. It is Saturday, January 10th, 2026. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies. Right now that's primarily cross-stitching, but I also enjoy sewing, and I've started dipping my toe into the quilting world, and I also make greeting cards. I like to make greeting cards, gift tags, gift card holders, treat boxes, that kind of thing. This week, I'm slowly getting better from being sick over the holidays. Pretty windy here the last couple of days. It's beautiful today. It's warm in the sun. It's cold in my room. There was frost on all of the rooftops tonight or today, like heavy, like solid frost. And so winter has finally arrived, and it's about a month late. What are you gonna do? This time next week, we're gonna be in the mid 70s to 80s, and while I'm excited for that, I feel like I'm going to have more sinus issues. That's what happens. It's the time of the year. I have a couple new starts, I think, and some work on some whips and some haul. This, I didn't get much finishing done. I have one more drum finish that I want to do, and I was waiting for some crinkle, I don't know what it's called, crinkle seam binding to come in. It finally arrived, so now I can maybe get some of that done. But I will say that this weekend's already filling up. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. She's 27. And tomorrow we're going to her place for a lunch and to give her birthday presents from us and to just kind of hang out and have a good time for a little while. And then today I've been working. I had chores, and so I did my chores, and I started working on my secret project, and that kind of sucked the morning away. That took most of the morning, if I'm quite honest. So I don't know. I still have some work to do on that, and I don't know if I'm going to get to finishing or if I'm just going to wind up stitching later when I need to take a break. So we'll see how that plays out today. I do have my frame came in. My new frame for Land That I Love came in, and it's perfect. I should have gone with that one to begin with. I really like the way that it looks with the piece. So now I have to frame the piece. So that's going to take some time. I thought I would get to it today or tomorrow. Now I'm not sure. Next weekend I do have the following Monday off, so I'll have a 3-day weekend, and I'm hoping that whatever I don't accomplish this weekend, I can work on next weekend because I'll have an extra day off. We'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and start with my new starts. I know last week I had talked about getting the Blessing Sampler project from Chantel. It's a collaboration between Chantel's 141 and Teresa Kogut. I thought I missed the first grouping, and I thought I was in the second grouping, which meant another month of waiting. And that afternoon, my husband came home from work with my stuff. So I was very excited. So my new start was We Are Blessed. I don't think that this is for sale anymore, but you could go to Chantel's 141.com and see if, here's the information, and see if she has any extras. So what came in this project was the chart. the DMC. The fabric, which is Cedar River linen, and it's the color Mica, 36 count. And then you got your batting and your finishing circle, and this is used for something. I haven't read the directions yet, but it's for finishing. And then you got the wooden piece. So the wooden pieces came in a bag with this on the front. All of the stitching components came in a bag with a rendering of that piece there. So very nicely packaged. And in here, you've got the drum that needs to be painted and assembled. And then here are the sides to the drum. And then you've got your pieces for your drumstick and a rusty jingle ball to go on. You tie them together. And then you've got some sandpaper. This is your finished piece again. And then a package of jute. And it's darling. And I'm so excited to have this. This piece is going to work up pretty quickly. Sorry for all that noise. So I'm stitching this with everything that's called for. The called for fabric, 36 count Mica linen by Cedar River Designs using the called for DMCs. And here is my start. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. Here is my start. So eagle legs and underside. I didn't have a lot of time before I needed to go to bed, and this worked up really quickly. So I'm kind of excited to get going on it, pick it up again, see how quickly I can get it done. But then that means I have to work in painting the finishing piece. It also came with a needle, I think. I don't remember if that's my needle or if it came with a needle. So very excited to have that. And no other new starts. So on Sundays, I have a sampler Sunday focus. I focus on one Sunday piece. One sampler every Sunday until it's done. So right now it's Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. This has been, hanging out in my whip pile because of that house. Well, I finally got the house finished. And I moved on this week. Now, I did not stitch this on Sunday because I was busy doing something else. Excuse me. I was busy working on another project to get all of those flosses. Some of them moved off of my needle and to kind of get that piece back in line. So I'll show you that here in a minute. But I did stitch on this on Monday, and I did not get a whole lot done. So I'll pull it out, and this will be absolutely what I'm working on tomorrow. So I am stitching this on the called for, which is 40 count Overcast linen by Cedar River Linens. And I added this tree and the fencing post, and I started the fence post over on the other side. So I am pretty much halfway done. So I will pick this up again this weekend and see if I can't make a little more progress. I think this fabric is really, really pretty. So there we go. And I'm using the called for flosses. And I stitched, some of them broke their, these are the old floss drops that I tried, and I don't like them. They're very thin and flimsy. They break easily. And this piece here, I don't know if you can see, is supposed to slide and hold the DMC label, and it does not. So that's why I switched to the other floss drops that I have. I think I want to do what I actually worked on Sunday. So in this project bag by me with bag bling by me, I had gone to Hobby Lobby and I bought a bunch of DMC that I needed for 324 and a couple of other projects that I didn't have DMC for. And I proceeded to then put all of these colors in my 324. So it's at a nice spot right now. It's about halfway done. Find the photo. 324. Sorry about that. My son came home from work and thought it would be fun to scare his mother. It's a good thing I don't have a heart condition. Ay, ay, ay. 324 by Works by ABC. I am stitching this on a 40 count optical white linen. And here is my progress. So I still have, a missing color here, but I will come back and grab that. But I basically evened out all of these, like the last 3 rows on the diagonal. So I got through most of the purples and now I'm starting on the blues. Moving right along. This is so pretty. I'm thinking I might hang it in my office at work, but I might hang it out here too. We'll see. So in this chart, I talk about this every week, but just in case there's somebody new, in this chart, they break it down into a grid for you and put the color, the DMC color number that's in each spot. So what I do so I don't lose track is I highlight the ones that I have finished. And then to keep track on the pages, what I do is I go in and I take a little bit of highlighter tape, and it's removable. It doesn't leave a residue, usually. And I mark the piece or the motif that's done. So that way I have those 2 things to help keep me on track with where I'm at. These are all the colors that I have loaded up ready to go next. So I still have a few purples, but mostly blues and starting to get into the teals and the greens. The aquas and the teals. Just a really nice stitch, and I just couldn't put it down, and the reason I think I couldn't put it down is, number one, I had a lot of floss on that ring. And number two, when you're doing a small motif, it doesn't take very long to get 8 or so, 12 or so in. But I stitched, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 colors. Maybe 19 is what I put into that piece. Another project bag by me and another bag bling by me. This one went backwards. I showed it at I showed it on the whip parade, and I had more done, and then I got to a point on the green tree and it was going to be touching the border, and they were really not supposed to touch the border. And then I started looking at it and I was off, which meant my first 4 motifs were off. So I just took all the motifs out and I started over again last night. But this is the Fanciful sampler by Little Robin Designs. I am stitching this one on a linen 46 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. Oh my goodness. I'm about to lose this needle. And so once I got through picking everything out, I went back in and I added the crown, I added that motif, and I've got the tree almost done. It has some leaves coming up, and then I need to add, it looks like little apples or berries or something on it. I love it on the 46. I love how petite it's going to be. Very excited for this one to be done. And I'm using all the called for floss, which is Weeks, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks. Just real pretty bright colors. So, got that one on the right page. I'm excited for that. And then I pulled out my birthday stitch from 2025, and I am stitching on Let It Snow by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. I wanted something small that I actually could complete in the year. I did that last year, and I stitched Indigo Lane, and it was really nice to have it done because my first 2 birthday starts were not, they still are not done. I am stitching this one on a 40 count Snow Flurries linen by Live and Dye LA. And I did a little frogging on this one too. I had his kohl buttons and his mouth and his eyes and hat done, but the color that it called for was too close to the color of the holly berry leaves and that tree next to him. So I pulled it out, and I'm going to replace it with I think black coffee, if I have it. One of the darker browns, or charcoal black, just because I want a little more contrast. But yeah, it's coming along. So I finished the snowman, added the gloves, the mittens, and the scarf, and the holly berry, and the tree, and I unpicked all of the coal and the hat. So I think we are probably just beyond the halfway mark on this one, which is fun. Using all the called for, except, you know, with the one exception of switching to that darker brown or a light darker charcoal color. I was feeling a little bit on the patriotic side, and I want to get this done before summertime. So I pulled out Land of Liberty by Teresa Kogut. I'm only going to stitch the top half. I am stitching mine on 40 count Summer Khaki with the called for flosses. And here's where I'm at. So when I showed this on my whip parade, I had taken out some of these, the blue part of the buntings, because they were not, I had to use a new skein, and the new skein was way different than the previous one that was stitched. So I stuck with the new, of course, and I took out the others, and then I finished across. So now I've got all of the buntings set up, and I just am filling it in. So on this side over here, I have the light blue going in on those last two, and then it'll be red, and then the white, and then the bunting will be done, and I can move on to the flowers of the bird or something. So this one's a nice one to pull out. I think it's going to be a fun one to stitch, especially that bird. A lot of browns, but I think, I mean, I just love the bald eagle so much that I think I'm going to enjoy it. Would be my thought. And that's all I worked on. So not too bad. I did get some haul. You know, I went and I bought the DMC. I also picked up some, I don't have it out here. They had their Valentine's stuff out at Hobby Lobby, so I picked up a really cute bow, like vase in red. They have it in red and pink, and I picked up a new heart-shaped candy dish, ceramic, I think light pink. And I picked up a Ray, is it Ray Dunn mug that I think says Hugs and Kisses, in kind of a rosy pink. And I got a 3-tiered tray. So I was spending Christmas money. So not a lot was on sale. In fact, I don't think anything was on sale. But I do like what I got. I wanted to get some of those things before, I don't know when I'm going to get back there. So I wanted to pick those up. So those came home. And then when I was working on Christmas stuff, I noticed that I couldn't find my red and white gingham ribbon, and I couldn't find a green and white. So I was on Amazon, and I just kind of typed it in, and so I ordered, I think there's 50 yards. Yeah, 50 yards each. And good for Christmas. That green and white would be good for St. Patty's Day. Then red and white would also be good for Valentine's Day. So I've got those. I think I've linked these in my Amazon shop. If I did not, I will. So click the link below if you want to pick up 50 yards of your favorite plaid ribbons. I am an affiliate with Amazon, so I do receive a tiny, ever so tiny commission if you purchase from one of my links. And it doesn't come out of your pocket. It comes out of Amazon or advertisers or somebody else's pocket. So if you are so inclined and you want to, please feel free. I do provide the links just so that it's easy for you to find something that I have that you like and want to check out. It's just easier that way. I also ordered some Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts floss from Paula's Hands Creates, and I I got those for some of my winter stitching, like the winter trio pillow, sweater weather, is it Bells Are Caroling? I don't, the newer Brenda Gervais charts, that's what I picked them up for. So I'll probably have a new start on one of those this week. We'll see how it all goes. So yeah, just wanting to do all the things. With that, I also ordered Peppermint Pals because I didn't have this one. I thought that was so odd. So I picked him up. Probably won't get started anytime soon, but now I have him. And then to do my finishes, I wanted to get some crinkle seam binding. And so I went onto Etsy and I have ordered from Delane Noe, N-O-E, Noe, before. Delane, did I say Dwayne? Delane Noe. And I love her crinkle ribbon. You get 5 yards, I believe. And it's very reasonably priced. Around under $3 or $3.50. And the colors are gorgeous. So this is what a skein looks like. I got 1/2 inch. This is what I want to use to finish some of these pieces. So for example, this one, I think I might want a bow at the bottom with this and the 2025 charm. I want this to go around the drum that I have that's not finished. I either want to do the ruching around the top with this, or I want to tie a bow around the drum itself and attach the charm or two to the bow. So there's a bunch of stuff that I was thinking I wanted to use it for. I also picked up, like some neutrals because, you can never have too many neutrals. And then I also picked up 3 skeins of her 1/4 inch. And I thought I'd give that a try. So I got this really pretty aqua, a really pretty coral pink, and a really pretty charcoal. Other than that, here are the colors that I got. So I tried to get a little bit of everything. Neutrals, brights, kind of thinking ahead to what I'll be working on. Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, spring, summer, patriotic. Even some, I got the black, orange. That's not really an orange. I'll have to, maybe this could be, for Halloween, perhaps. So I just wanted to have this because I never seem to have what I want when I want it. So I just made an order. And then it was shipped really nicely. It was all, wrapped up. And then it had this ribbon, which is a frayed ribbon. that tied it all together. So it's a sample of something that she sells. And then also had a in there, just a tag with the crinkle ribbon on it, which I thought was darling. So I will link her shop below in case I forget. This is the information. So fun stuff. Okay, I think that's it. I am going to spend some time making a birthday card for my daughter. I will post that, I think, on Instagram after I give it to her, if I can remember. And so I'm going to do that today and then go in. I've got to finish laundry. I've got to keep working on my project. I've got to maybe try to clean up a little bit more so I can do my framing and my finishing work, and call it a day. I think that's it. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Be sure to share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I love to read the comments. I feel like I have met some of the nicest people through your supportive comments, and I appreciate it, especially on those hard days where I'm having a hard day at work or I'm having a hard day just doing the things I need to do. It's nice to see those nice comments come through. I do try to respond to all of the comments, either with responding with a little like heart-like emoji that they let you do when you acknowledge a comment, or I also I will try to respond if I can. So yeah, that's what's going on here. That's it. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope that you get lots of stitching time in, or whatever time you need for yourself. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.